for real, if there's one thing I love about Ebuka's interactions with the housemates on Sundays during the live eviction show, it is how it sets precedence for the coming drama of the new week. Yeah, it is how it sets the tone for conversations in the new week. It is how it heightens the tension in the house. It is how it amplifies the anxiety of the housemates, and how it also amplifies the way they strategize and how they play their game. Ladies and gentlemen, that is always the highlight for me during the live eviction show. And it was no different. It was no different last night. After the live eviction show, listen, you could tell that there was going to be chaos this week. You could tell that the tension in the house could easily be sliced by a thin knife. TJ was sitting on the hot seat. This guy was on the hot seat. He was on the hot seat. You could tell he was nervous. Chinwe looked like she wished she could pack her bags and, you know, run along with the flourish pair. Because those were her best friends. Those were her confidants in the house. The closeness she had built, the bond she had built with those girls, it was nothing compared to what she had with Zion. And I don't know if you've noticed, ladies and gentlemen, Zion has sort of been drifting apart from her ever since last week, the previous Sunday, when Ebuka had actually exposed the unprintable things that she said about sponsoring Zion. So, ladies and gentlemen, last night was a flurry of activities. People apologizing for things they said. You know, people trying to make amends, people trying to build new connections, people trying to form new alliances, people trying to be in the good books of the Wani X Handy pair. And for a fact, it was quite entertaining to see. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you watch this video to the end. Do not skip. Don't skip, all right? Watch to the end. And of course, I will always look forward to your thoughts in the comment section below. So please go ahead and share, all right? And you're all welcome to my channel. My name is Bbnaija. This is Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija, and I am the girl with the tea. If you have not subscribed to this channel, if you have not subscribed, if you're yet to become a bona fide part of this community, please do just that, all right? And guys, please don't forget to like this video. Like this video. I see all your many comments. I see all your... Guys, come on, please like the video, all right? It encourages me that you love my content, okay? Now, all of that said, quickly, we proceed with the details of this video. So first, beginning with TJ. Ladies and gentlemen, Ebuka completely destroyed the foundation of trust that TJ had worked really hard to build in the past 3 weeks in that house. Now, did I feel sorry for him? Quite frankly, I did not. Because come on, the game is the game. You cannot hide under the coffers of I am the in-house therapist forever. Everybody must collect. Everybody must collect. You need to touch everybody. But most of all, I was glad Ebuka exposed him in that manner, because I needed to see TJ in his most brutal form. We've seen him play the card of Mr. Nice Guy. So I was really looking forward to seeing how he would handle that situation last night. And I put it to you that he was not really handling it well. The guy was badly shaken. He was shocked. He was confused. He was thrown off balance. It seemed as though he had this perfect plan about how he wanted his life to be in Big Brother's house. But Ebuka completely shook the fiber of it all. So last night, the aftermath of the live eviction show started with the conversation between Kelly Ray and him, TJ, and then Kelly Ray had invited them, by the way, twins as well, you know, so they could have a conversation. Now, Kelly Ray was quite shocked that TJ had called him a snake. And see, these housemates have no idea how lucky they are that Ebuka does not completely expose the full sentence or some of the unprintable things they say about one another. Because if you had listened to that conversation between TJ and his partner Ben, TJ had said what he said with all manner of conviction. Why did he call Kelly Ray a snake? he said that Kelly Ray is not to be trusted, that the guy is a snake, that the guy is just acting friendly with everybody, that all he wants is to win the show, that if you give him a deal right now, a deal that would catapult him to the finals, he doesn't mind betraying people and getting to the finals. So the guy is a snake, and that was that. Now, yes, it was a strategic conversation they were having, but, you know, well, Ebuka would definitely have to shake the tables. But then, in that conversation, TJ knew he had been caught red-handed, so he started concocting lies. He started formulating, you know, imaginary scenarios and situations in his head. And he was telling Kelly Ray, and in fact, he was trying to paint Kelly Ray as the snake he had described him to be in front of the Mbadiwe twins. That the reason why I called you a snake is because you were telling Ben that I am very competitive, that I am this, I am that. And Kelly Ray was genuinely shocked. The guy was like, seriously, I've never had such a conversation about you. The only thing I've said is that, oh, when we work out in the arena, you usually do not really give me your best. So you should come and work out too, because when we get to go and play custodian on any other challenge now, you act like you are weak, but then you're very, you know, you play the game and you do. So Kelly Ray was like, how, where, from where to where? But then the Mbadiwe twins in that conversation, you could tell that they were trying to be politically correct. You could tell that they're trying not to take sides, because at the end of the day, people need to maintain the alliances that they have formed in that house. Yeah. And so they talked about it, you know, TJ was still trying to stand on his grounds that Ebuka was lying, that he did not say it in a malicious manner. The guy was just trying to lie, you know, but then the conversation, you know, they had to squash it, and no, boys will be boys. Later on, we saw that they were gathered at the dining and they were having conversations. I don't know if they've forgotten about it, but obviously Kelly Ray had not, because he had to have that conversation with his wife, Cassia. Cassia was livid. She was really upset. And you see, these people, these housemates were more disappointed in TJ because for some weird reason, they had placed this guy on a very high pedestal. I don't know why they thought he could never do any wrong in their eyes. I don't know why they thought that he could never, you know, say anything bad about them. And I must give it to TJ. For them to have such a perception about him, then it means all of his tactics really worked. Yeah, it really worked. And if Ebuka had not exposed him last night, then there was a chance that, or rather there was a high chance that that guy probably would have stayed till maybe top 10. Yeah. So I give him his flowers, yeah, for having worked really hard to get to where he is. But sadly, he needs to start afresh. Yeah. And that's what the game is all about. He needs to start afresh. Now, there was also the tribalistic comments he made, you know, about the Mbadiwe twins, the Checkers pair, the Ndi Nne pair, in fact, the Igbos in the house, right? His partner, Ben, was really heartbroken and scared because, ladies and gentlemen, the housemates are still under the impression that things are still going to continue the way they are. Ebuka only announced to us, the viewers, that the game has been reset, right? No more custodian challenge, no more HOH ballot, no more housemates having power to evict fellow housemates. No, everything is going back to the old system, yes. The only difference is that though the head of house has immunity, though the head of house has the privilege of using the condo outside, the head of house does not have veto power anymore. There's no more save and replace in the game, yes. So everything has gone back to its old format, yes. So it's only us, the viewers, that are aware of that. The housemates do not know that yet. And so Ben was still scared. He was still under the impression that, oh my God, TJ has set us up for eviction. Yeah. So it was, you know, pleading with TJ to go ahead and apologize to the old house, because now it's like it's a national issue, especially because of the way Ebuka stressed and emphasized on the tribalism in his statement. Now, TJ seems like a very stubborn man, because he was still trying to defend himself. He was still denying it. And I love what Ben said, that listen, people watched us have that conversation. So you cannot continue denying it to the housemates, because viewers are going to say, this guy is still denying this thing. So just own up to it and apologize for it. Just apologize. I'm going to stand by you. And that was exactly what they did. But still in that conversation, guys, it was so hilarious to me listening to TJ, or rather Ben, advising TJ that moving forward, they should stop analyzing the game. Because it seemed as though every time they analyzed the game, after the eviction, things never work out the way they analyze it. And it now makes it look like they are doing too much or they know too much, that you cannot predict Big Brother's game. So moving forward, they should just play the game. They should just live their life. They should not analyze anymore. Guys, me, I was laughing. I was laughing. Because, you know, time and time again, we've talked about it on this channel, you know, how annoying it is, you know, every time TJ, you know, tries to advise, not even tries to, but outrightly goes out of his way to advise his fellow housemates about how they should play the game. You know, sometimes it's like, bro, the things you're even advising people to do, you're not even doing it. Just leave a little, play the game. And Ben does the same thing, constantly talking about the cameras, the fans, trends on social media, the drags, the clout. Come on, it's a lot. It's a lot. So they advised each other that moving forward, they should stop over-analyzing all those things and focusing on what's happening on the outside and just focus on them playing their game. And I'm like, well, good advice. I really do hope that they keep to it. But anyways, afterwards, TJ, Ben, they had gone into the house. They had spoken to the heads of house to help them summon the whole house to the lounge so that they could tender that general apology. And that was exactly what they did. Chizoba, on the other hand, seemed to have really taken offense about it, and that's probably because of her ship with Ben. Yes, she was really offended. Even before the apology happened, they had a conversation about it, and Chizoba was quite offended. Later on, she had also had a conversation with OC of the Mbadiwe twins. And you see, yeah, I liked the way the Mbadiwe twins kept their cool. You could tell that they had a lot in mind. You could tell that they no longer trusted TJ. You could tell that TJ was automatically a target in their books already. But they kept their cool. They were acting like they were unfazed, like they did not mind that all of those things were happening. They were acting like they did not mind. But then they were equally having conversations with other people in the house to know how people felt. It seemed like they were trying to gauge people's reactions. And guys, I was over here, I was applauding them. Because as far as I'm concerned, that was really smart. Conceal your true emotions. Go out there, sniff around, do your findings, and then you prepare to strike when the time is right. There was also the conversation between Sean and his partner, Victoria, which was quite hilarious because Sean seemed like an angry parent that was scolding a recalcitrant child. And listening to the things he was saying, wow. Listen, you don't want to have an argument with someone like Victoria because you'll be so frustrated. You know, Sean and Victoria, they have a lot of similarities in terms of their personalities and their facial expressions, even their body language. They barely give enough for you to work with. Yes, Sean almost has a poker face just like Victoria, yeah, when he wants to, you know, keep his face straight. But this guy was going crazy. It was like, I've told you, I've always told you, you need to allow me make those decisions. You need to let me make those decisions. You're not very quick to making decisions. I was just hearing decisions. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So it turned out that during the eviction nominations, yeah, when, you know, the process of the housemates nominating to evict the pairs that they do not want to have in the house, it seemed as though Sean had tried having that conversation with Victoria earlier before they went into the diary room. But Victoria was telling him that, well, I don't know. Like, she was literally leaving that responsibility to him. But when they now went into the diary room, Victoria now mentioned the radicals and what's their name? The street spare for eviction. And Sean was so damn pissed. I saw that clip on the organizers' socials. It was so funny. And then Sean had, you know, corrected it. I said, no, that they're actually nominating the street spare and the flourish spare. So I don't know if they had a disagreement in the diary room. I don't know. But in that conversation, it was like Sean was just very frustrated. So Victoria now asked him, that, okay, if you were, like, if you wanted to actually nominate and evict, who would you have gone for? And I said, well, it's the same people, because that was the agreement they all had. And when such an agreement is made in the house, right, amongst allies, he needs to stick through to that agreement to prove to his allies that he can be trusted with such painful decisions. So despite the fact that he has, some sort of relationship with a mayor, but that was the agreement of the group. So they had to go through with it. So ladies and gentlemen, at that point in time, I realized that, wow, these people had actually had a conversation that, okay, we're going to evict the Flourish Bear and the Street Bear. Guys, you know what? I just thought, oh, well, this is the last housemates, eviction nomination anyways. I mean, from today, I think 8 p.m., they are going back to the old nomination process. And I cannot wait to see how it pans out, yes. But I'm probably going to do another video about that, yes. But anyways, moving on. Nelly was still kind of riled up from her interaction with Ebuka during the live eviction show. And it seemed as though she wanted to have a face-off with Chinwe. But then Suj had, pacified her and advised her that it wasn't really worth it, because at the end of the day, she's only going to be giving highlights to Chinwe, which is exactly what Chinwe wants. So she just completely ignore Chinwe and wait for Chinwe to come directly to her. And afterwards, those two were, in quotes, renewing their vows to each other in the garden. And I was just laughing, ladies and gentlemen, because every time I watch those two, it's like they're just in a world of their own, building their ship. Whilst in their partnerships, it seems like things are not particularly going smoothly. Yeah, between Tofa and Anita, it seems like they are still trying to find common ground. Anita is not 100% convinced yet that Tofa genuinely likes her the way he claims to. She still feels like the guy just wants to be with her in the house because of the game. Yeah, fingers crossed. We're gonna see how it pans out between those two. Now, moving on to Michky. Michky was still lying. Yeah, guys, Michky was still lying like someone without a backbone. He was still lying that the things Ebuka said, that he did not say it, that he's not a rumor monger, he does not gossip. I say, Michky, you want us to bring your receipt? You want us to open your files? The guy was like, oh, he's not a rumor monger. I don't gossip. I don't carry it. This guy was literally swearing that he did not say it to anybody, that he does not know where Ebuka got that from. I say, these housemates do not fear. These housemates do not fear. It's the audacity for me. You say something, you even, come on, Michky. Like, guys, Michky had been on a smear campaign the entire week last week against the twin sisters, Wani x Andy. So listening to him telling his partner and telling anybody else that cared to listen that it was a lie, he did not say anything like that about them. Guys, I cannot wait for Ebuka to, directly expose Michky. Yeah, I can't wait, because that guy lies a lot. But then his partner Fairme saw the dangers in what Michky was doing, and so he had gone by himself to go apologize to the twin sisters in the garden. He had gone to beg them that, please, don't listen to Michky, because he has a good relationship with everybody in the house, especially the twin sisters. So he had gone to beg them, that they should just forget about it, that there's nothing there. And the twin sisters were like, well, they don't really have anything in mind, because they thought they had, a good rapport with Michky, but having listened to what Michky said, they were actually upset at the time Ebuka mentioned it, but now they are not bothered anymore. I'm like, okay, well, we shall see. We shall see when it is time for nominations, if truly you people are not really bothered. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop talking here now. This video has become overly lengthy. Basically, these are the conversations that were had right after the live eviction show, all right? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below about all I have raised here. So please go ahead and share. And I'll see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Brother Naija. Thanks for watching and have an amazing day. Bye.